I just wanted to show y'all. I am balancing my battery bank. I have 8 Trojan, let me see here, L16RE-B. There's 8 of them. This is a 48 volt bank. And then I have the Magnuson 4400 watt 48 volt. I got the little distribution box below it. Got the control module. This is the generator relay, so I can click over to the generator. This is AC only, which means this runs to 2 things in the house that do not run through the inverter. Everything else runs through this panel, which comes through the inverter. It's a FlexMax 80 charge controller. This whole system is kind of a mess. I've got to get it all redone. But I'll let these batteries get a little low on water and let them run a little too low. So I charged them all the way up, topped them off, charged them all the way up, and now I'm balancing them. And this is front porch area. It's kind of a storage area at the moment. We're going to put a gas dryer and our washer and the water heater here. This place is semi off-grid. It's not completely off-grid. And here's the front yard area. I've got a propane tank, a large water catchment for watering gardens that goes underground, splits off and goes over to this field, another field down there on the other side of the chicken coop, and then down to my grapevines down there. We fenced in this part of the yard for the little dogs. We've got little dogs. We don't want them just roaming everywhere. I had a couple trees taken down. They were in the way of my solar energy. Get back up. We got 2,700 watts here. There's 2 different kinds of panels. I believe one is a 165 watt. There's 8 panels of that, and then there's 8 195 watt. Here's my little tool shed. And this was a shop building. This is my well. It's all solar. It's got a 24 volt deep well pump which pumps up into this big tank. And then from that big tank it runs through a filtration system, and this little panel keeps batteries charged up on the inside which pump water to both the houses. I turned this shop into an apartment. It's no longer a shop. We've lived here about 3 months now. My other house is for sale. It hasn't sold yet. So I took out the shop door, put that in the great big window. And here's lots of grapevines and all kinds of stuff. We bought this place from an elderly couple. I'm also putting in sewer for this house because it didn't have sewer. I'm not going to take you for a tour in there because it's rented out. That place is on grid power only. It doesn't run off the battery or the solar at all. And I've got this chicken coop, a little brooder chicken coop, another chicken coop, and then this is my little feed barn where I keep all my feed, and a little fenced in area for my other little outside dog, Daisy. I put her in here at night, you know, just for her own safety, because she's kind of small, little beagle, and she gets scared out here by herself, and this will keep the coyotes away from her and stuff. I ran some barbed wire fence along this side to enclose this field area here. This is where the horse is going to go. That's my big tire I flip around when I'm feeling like I want to work out, which is not as much as I need to. Here's my main gate. This is all blackberry bushes. We got a lot of blackberries off here this year. And I've got all these grapes and muscadines. I even got muscadines over here growing on this fence. I have 18 acres here total. I still have 6 yet I have to pay for. They're not paid for yet. Here's my muscadines. Got a lot of them. I'm gonna make me some wine out of those this year. I like making wine. I don't even drink it. I just make it for a hobby. Here's the open part of this field. There was a power line going to go through here, as you can see. But they never put it in, and then they relinquished their right-of-way. So I'm able to use this field any way I see fit now. So there's, see, 12 acres on this side. Follow this road, it leads all the way through the back, and there's an old logging road back there. It leads back to another gravel road, maybe a little over half a mile back there, I think is what it is. And then there's another 6 acres that runs the length of the road to the right over here. That's the part I haven't paid for yet. Figured I would put a video up so y'all could see my little homestead. I am not completely off the grid, but working towards it. When my other house sells, I'll add another about 6 kilowatts of solar, another charge controller, and upgrade my battery bank to lithium. See, there's Daisy. She's a little sweetheart. Let's go take you around back. It's got nice gravel on the driveway, and no sinking issues. There's some of my chickens. Little cat. And here's another little field. I'm working on it. I've got making this one for my goats. I'm going to get some goats and put in here. Inside there is plum trees. They didn't produce this year for some reason. But when we first got the younger chickens and younger ducks, we kept them in this blue one, and they stayed in here. They kind of got rid of all the vegetation in there. Now that they're older, we let them out, so they don't even go in there anymore. This is my pump house. Right now I've got a battery charger in here because my battery's getting weak and it doesn't like to stay up. I gotta get a new one of those. But it's got a pressure tank. Of course, a little battery charger that stays on 2 amps all the time. It's got a water softener and water filtration system. This plug-in right here comes out of the solar panels, or the house. It doesn't. It comes through the charge controller. Sorry. So it is AC for running the heat lamp in the wintertime, so we don't get any freezing. And this is a very large stainless steel tank. Looks like it might have been hot at one time. It's discolored. And it's got a roof on it, which I'm going to take this roof off, put some other different kind of thing on here, because I've seen birds get up under there, and I'm afraid they might be pooping in our water. I know we got a filter, but I still don't want to drink bird poop. And we got a rather large carport there which is getting moved. And this is an outhouse. The old couple we bought this place from built this entire house out of rough cut lumber. The whole thing is rough cut lumber, except for the decking on the front porch and the back porch. That's not. We're going to move this, and we're going to add another 20 feet on into the house over here. Give us a new, larger living room, and add another bedroom onto the house. It's a 2-story. Upstairs is one long room my boys share, and then my back porch area is a freaking mess. This is another little, this is where they hung up their herbs and spices. It's just a storage building to me. Maybe I'll get into the herbs and spices someday, but not at the moment. And under here is a storm shelter slash pantry. And I don't have anything down here yet. Let me show it to you though. It's got a good solid door and shelving. And these are DC lights. Apparently one of my kids was messing with and turned on. I keep dehumidifier down here for when it gets really humid. I can turn it on. I've got to clean all these shelves. There's mold in here. Got to get all that cleaned up before we can really use it for anything. There's one, the center shelf out of it. I took it out so we'd have room to go in there in a storm. This is a solar shower that they had built and left here. I've got a barn back there. This they were using for firewood. They had firewood stored in here. And we're in the process of cleaning it all out. I'm going to move this up front and put an aquaponic system in it and make it just into a greenhouse. Another little carport I use for my workout equipment I don't use enough. I got a solar water heater here. And there's the sun collector. And it came with this central heat and air unit, which I'm not going to use. I'm going to sell. I also have a very large kiln, which I'm going to sell. I don't have any use for it. It pulls a huge amount of power. Got a lot of molds and stuff I'm going to sell with it. And here's the cumulative junk pile of years. It's here, metal strewn here and there, junk. Stuff I'll use, and if I'll get it cleaned up eventually. Lots of wire, old dryer. I got cinder blocks. Don't know what they was using these for. Maybe foundation pillars, but I didn't see anything like that into the house. And they got these fake rock facades. I'm gonna use them for something. Old bathtub. There's a huge pile of firewood here. Huge. But it's years and years old. It's worthless. It's just all rotten down. Here's my storage barn area. I don't know why they had so many tires. I got to get rid of those. I'm going to turn this into a camper. Bought this from a guy for 80 bucks. He already turned it into a trailer. I'm going to turn it into a full-fledged camper at some point. And I guess this is the tour of the place. There's my kayaks and whatnot. Next time, after we get the house cleaned up, it's a mess, I'll give you a tour of the inside of the house, so you can see the kitchen and enough of that. But Like I said, we've only been in here a couple months, about 3 months now. I've still been doing a lot of work in the house. I've been working on a lot of stuff here. But now it's to the point where I can get to work in the house and finish the things I need to finish. And then when my other house sells, I'll upgrade to solar and I'll take you along for the ride with that. I'll keep you up to date. If you have any questions about what I've shown you, just leave a comment and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Probably pretty quick because I don't have a whole lot of views on my videos. Alright, peace.